in and give us a taste of what you all have to offer.
Okay, that sounds great. So I'll speak a little bit. I'm Daniel Larlam, and I teach in the theater program, which is one of the three programs within the Performing Arts Department, as Professor Rivera mentioned, along with music and dance. And I'll talk a little bit, and then as Professor Rivera did, I'll segue over so that Diana, who's a student in theater, can talk. And maybe Diana, since I teach more in the kind of performance and theater studies. Since I teach more in the performance and theater studies track, maybe Diana, you could speak a little bit about the design and technical theater track, and also about the student experience, and anything else you want to talk about. So I'll try not to go on for too long, which is my tendency. So anyway, yes, theater program has two tracks: the performance and theater studies track, where students kind of primarily study acting, directing, theater history and dramatic literature, and then the design and technical theaters track, where students also study theater history and dramatic literature, but then would specialize in stage management or lighting design or scenic design, etc. I think one of the big strengths of the theater program at St. Mary's, along with the other programs in performing arts, is that it's you get rigorous practical professional training, but within a liberal arts setting that allows students to explore more widely than you would in a very focused, for example, BFA program, where they're really maybe concerned with molding you into a particular kind of artist and not kind of allowing you the room to explore other fields of study, and allowing those other fields of study, like, I don't know, history or literature or psychology, whatever, to feed into your understanding of in this case, theater. I think another really important aspect of our program is that there's a very positive, supportive, warm atmosphere among the students. It's not in many theater training programs that I've been part of or knowledgeable about, there's often like a very competitive dynamic, and that's really not the case at St. Mary's. It's really kind of quite special in that way. And then another thing I want to emphasize is the location of the program in the Bay Area. The St. Mary's campus is over the hills from Oakland, so it has a kind of very kind of pastoral, green, idyllic, kind of in the rolling green hills, a peaceful setting, but it's a kind of stone's throw from a lot of very diverse, eclectic, artistic activity in the East Bay and then in San Francisco proper. And a lot of theater professionals who are very active in the Bay Area teach lab classes and arrive at St. Mary's as guest directors for our theater productions from time to time. Yeah, some of the classes a student might take when they first arrive at St. Mary's are Perceiving the Performing Arts, which is a team-taught class with between the different programs under Performing Arts. They might take an introductory acting class. They might take a Foundations of Theater class, which goes from the origins of theater in ritual and the Greek theater to roughly the 19th century. The students might also take a technical theater class. They might work on the main stage production, either as in the performance ensemble or in the technical theater side. And then they might take a lab class, which is a 0.25 credit class that allows us to offer a wider range of subjects and and to make use of these connections with professionals in the Bay Area. Like some of those classes might be improv, clowning, voice, stage combat, or acting for the camera. At this point, I'll turn over to Diana, and you can say anything that you want to say.
Yeah. Okay. So what he was talking about like our theater program really grounded in like the liberal arts perspective, I totally agree with. I am double majoring in theater performance and design and theater technology, and I also have a minor in history, and I think that really shows the like ability of like our theater program living from that liberal arts perspective, that I'm able to do so much, and how like I didn't have to, at the end of my freshman year, be like, okay, what am I most interested in? What do I want to, I didn't have to pick, which I'm very thankful for. And but I'm really actively involved in our design and technical theater track. And some like an introductory class, a lot of students will take as intro to technical theater, and even performance students will take this class also. And it's really fun. It's always often in the fall, and you learn how to do like a little bit of everything with technical theater, like how to like how to build like a little platform, or how to paint, how to hang a light, how to coil cable. It's one of my favorite classes because we're all kind of learning together, and it builds like a great foundation of like skills for when we're working on productions together. So student experience. One of the things I love the most about the program is that from like day one, you're able to be really involved. Like first years, I know in some programs, first years aren't allowed to audition for shows, but here that's totally not the case. Anyone of any year is allowed to audition for the production. Like I got cast in a pretty big role my first semester, and you're able to be actively involved. You don't have to be a major or a minor to audition for any of the shows. In fact, like in my time, the majority of the people that make up the cast of the shows might not be a major or a minor. But then we always try to convince you to become a major or a minor. And one cool thing that's going to be offered in the fall that I highly recommend being a part of is our One Act Festival that's going to be happening in the fall. And it's student directed, which is really fun. And there's going to be lots of acting opportunities in that, and also technical theater opportunities too. Yeah. Also, we've got a theater club now. And we're gonna